Blessed morning, everyone. Welcome to Coaching Think Talk. I am Coach Lyn from Life Coach Philippines, and this is Coaching for Emotional Safety. And we are on our third week. Okay, so this coaching conversation is for people who are experiencing unhealthy emotions at the workplace due to unsafe working condition or working environment. And my mission is to have one life coach in every workplace so we can work together in creating a psychologically safe working environment. Okay, so thank you for joining me live today. And please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are coming from today. So just comment hello and then your location. And also, please to tag a friend and circulate this video to help us reach more individuals who might be in need of what I'll be sharing for this episode. And you may also give some shout outs or mga hi, hello din to the people you want to greet and reach out with some inspiring message. And if you are watching this on a replay, please comment hashtag replay. And also include na rin kung nasaan ka kapag pinapanood mo to on a replay. And I am streaming via Facebook page of Life Coach Philippines and Coach AI Connect YouTube channel. If you are new to our platform, please like, follow, and subscribe. All right. So if this is the first time you meet me, you see me in the digital space, I am Coach Lyn. I am a professional life and mental health coach. I am also a master builder apprentice of Master Coach A, and we build thrive as we help your unstoppable dream come true. So this segment talks about coaching for emotional safety. Yan, as you can see dito sa press mat natin. And emotional safety based on our first episode, emotional safety means that someone can feel comfortable with being authentic, sharing thoughts, feelings, and ideas, and expressing issues without fear of being put down, shut down, criticized, or feel different. And I intentionally want to share this message, especially for those people who are in the workplace, kasi I believe these are the people na kailangan talaga yon. And 'di ba sometimes madalas sa atin in the workplace minsan nahihiya or we are not comfortable to share our ideas kasi naiisip natin baka ma-judge tayo or baka may ma-comment sa atin. So pinipili na lang natin na hindi magsalita. So yun. So yung next natin is what I'm going to share with you today are ways to create personal boundaries. So I'm going to share 3. There's a lot of ways, but in this episode, I'm going to share 3. So as mentioned dun sa sa mga previous episodes, yan, when we talk about emotional safety comes from first, being treated respectfully and justly. Next, being appreciated, being acknowledged. Especially, yun nga, as mentioned kanina, kung may ideas ka or something to share, yun, na-acknowledge yun. And having our feelings, thoughts, and experience validated. Na hindi sasabihin na kapag may iba kang emotion, hindi na siya tama or hindi siya appropriate dun sa workplace na yun. Okay? And then, emotional safety comes from having a space and permission to show up authentically. Authentically means kung ano yung what's in your heart, what's deep inside you, na-express mo siya talaga. Alright? So, yan. Let's proceed. So, let me ask you with these 3 questions for you to reflect this Sunday morning. So, yung first question natin dito is, how inspiring is your present environment? Next, what do boundaries mean to you? Or sa buhay mo, ano ba yung boundaries na tinatawag natin? And how can you improve your mental space? Okay, anong status ng mental space mo ngayon? So last week we talk about protecting our emotional space, di ba? So yan, how can you improve or how can you describe your mental space right now? All right, so while you're thinking of while you're doing your reflection and answering these questions, let me greet yung mga coaches na present right now. Ayan, ang aga, Coach Mau, good morning. Coach Trisha, hello, good morning. Ayan, so thank you for joining me today. Ayan. So, how about you? Anong sagot natin dito sa mga question natin na to? And yun, di ba, when we talk about boundaries, based on definition, boundaries are a limit you set between yourself and other people. So, yun yung sinasabi natin, yourself and people due to thoughts, activities, and things that aren't in your best interest. And boundaries are a life-enhancing system of yes and no, and they are stop signs or and borders you install to protect yourself so that it is clear that you own your life and you make good choices and pursue the authentic expression of who you are in the way you live, love, give, and relate sa ibang tao. And eto, if we're going to protect yung boundaries natin, kung na-address natin siya na maayos and clear na na-communicate natin siya with other people, boundaries can help you to define your identity. You will know who you really are. You become clear and confident with yourself, and others know what to expect from you kasi dun ka nila makikilala. And then, number 2 is protect yourself from violators. And syempre, masasabi natin na may mga violators kapag na-set natin ng maayos yung boundaries natin. And boundaries let in what is good and keep out what is bad. So, you remain safe and able to express your true self. Yung ikaw talaga. Yung hindi ka na-prevent, hindi ka na-stop. So, yun. And then the last one is, boundaries help you to protect yourself from the control of others. Kasi di ba, having clear boundaries make it difficult for others to control you. Kasi if you're clear with your boundaries, alam mo na hindi ka naman talaga nila makokontrol. So, yun. And it makes it easier for you to say no when you need to. So, klaro sa atin when to say no, when ka mag-yes, at kailan mo masasabi na hindi, hanggang dito lang ako. So, ako yung may control sa buhay ko. I can say and I can decide ano yung mga boundaries that I have in life. Alright? So, yon. And yan, may mga bago tayong kasama ngayon. So, good morning, Coach Lyn. Hi, Razel. Okay, good morning. And Coach Rizel, hello. And Ja, ayun. So, nakita ko ulit si Ja. Kahapon, I saw you dun kay Coach Candy, no? So, hi, good morning. Alright, so ito yung mga questions natin. You can take a screenshot of this questions para after this episode, after nung live ko is ponder it, think about it. And tamang-tama Sunday, kung nag-journal ka ng Sunday, kung nagre-reflect ka, what happened sa week mo, kamusta yung week mo, ayan, maybe you can add these questions. Right, so, next, are you familiar with this word? Proxemics. Before natin pag-usapan yung mga boundaries na yan, are you familiar with proxemics? Proxemics. Sana na-pronounce ko siya ng maayos, no? So yan. Hi, Aldimin. Good morning. Ayan. So, based dun sa study, sabi daw, proxemic is the study of space and how we use it, how it makes us feel more or less comfortable, and how we arrange objects and ourselves in relation to space. Now, if you're going to look dito sa image na nilagay ko dito, yung image na to describes ano ba yung mga zones that we have, ano yung mga space that we have, and how are we protecting yung space na yon. So, yung tawag daw doon, according to science, ayan, so yung what we are sharing here sa Life Coach Philippines, hindi lang siya basta yung talk or personal insights. It's based on science, based on study, and we are just relating it doon sa nangyayari sa buhay natin para mas maintindihan natin bakit nga ba ganon. So si Edward Hall, siya yung isang cultural anthropologist who coined the term proxemics noong 1963 pa. So ang tagal na, no? So he defined proxemics as the interrelated observations and theories of humans' use of space as a specialized elaboration of culture. And according to him, the study of proxemics is valuable in evaluating not only the way people interact with others in daily life, but also the organization of space in their houses, buildings, and ultimately the layout of their town. So community na. So nag-start sa bahay, personal sa bahay, community, or even in the workplace. So yun yung nandito sa study na yun. And according to Dr. Hall, sabi niya, how people are feeling toward each other at the time is a decisive factor in the distance use. When we say decisive factor siya, ibig sabihin yung mga tao or yung mga kakilala or lahat ng tao, paano natin sila ina-allow dun sa space natin, and anong space lang yung pwede silang magstay. So based dito sa study na to, sabi niya there are four zones or four distance zones. So, first is, yung tinatawag nating, ayan, kung nakita nyo dito sa image, di ba yung black, ikaw yan. Yung next na color doon is, yun yung sinasabi natin na intimate distance. So, when we talk about intimate distance, this involve direct contact, such as, yun, dito involve yung mga romantic relationship, comforting, kasi pwedeng itatap na yung shoulder mo, i-hug ka, protecting, playing, pwede rin, playing football or wrestling, kasi nga, close siya talaga sa'yo. Okay? So, yung next distance zone naman is the personal distance. This range from 1 to 4 feet. So, kung imagine nyo, di ba, nasa physical distancing tayo ngayon. So, ganun siya, or at arm's length, and subjects of personal interest can be discussed while physical contact such as holding hands or hitting the other person in the nose is still possible. The third one is the social distance. So this range from 4 feet to 12 feet, and at this distance, more formal business and social discourse takes place. And the last one is the public distance. So, ito is yung ranging from 12 to 25 feet. Ibig sabihin, malayo siya sa'yo. And no physical contact and very little direct eye contact are possible. So, ang mga examples nito, saan tayo may mga public distance? In public places like shopping centers, airports, and city sidewalks, they are designed to maintain this type of distance. Now, i-cite ko lang ulit, so we have intimate distance, so possible na ito is with your family, personal distance, distance that you are allowing your friends or yung iba mong kakilala, yung sinabing close friends, na ito yung distance na allowed mo for them. Then social distance, and then the last one, syempre, when we talk about public distance, yung mga hindi mo kakilalang tao talaga, hindi mo sila ina-allow sa'yo. So based dito sa image natin, ayan, sa image natin dito, yung ikaw yung black, tapos di ba palayo ng palayo, palayo yung circle, or palayo yung space, palayo yung distance. Yan yung distance na ina-allow natin for the certain people na sa buhay natin. Alright? So, yon. Okay, so how about you? Who are the people in your space? Sino yung mga nasa intimate, yung binibigyan mo na intimate distance, personal distance, and social distance. And bakit ko isinama itong proxemics na to? Why do we need to understand this? While we're not going to talk about dito sa session na tong buong proxemics na to, but what I want to share with you is meron tayong mga tinatawag na zones or mga distance that we have in our life. Kaya siguro sometimes, di ba, para mas maintindihan natin yung sarili natin na may mga tao na kapag kakausapin mo, okay sa'yo na close kayo or magkalapit kayo. And may mga tao naman na ikaw yung naka-distance talaga, or you're not giving that person na gano'n na makalapit sa'yo, and you're setting boundaries, you're setting space talaga for him or for her. So, ganun siya. Kasi nga, based on science, eto siya. Yung based on proxemics, ganun siya ine-explain. Kaya, the way we decide, the way we treat other people, check your proxemics din. How are you treating them? And anong space you are allowing them na makalapit sa'yo. Okay? So, that's it for proxemics. And if you want to know more about that, you can ask Uncle Google. And, ayan. Okay. So, para mas maintindihan natin, no, bakit nga ba, pagka etong taong to, ganito lang binibigay ko sa kanya. Siguro kasi wala naman akong intimate relationship with him or with her. Okay? So, yun. Now, giving that overview about proxemics, now let's talk about personal boundaries and how are we going to create yung personal boundaries na yon. Kanina, di ba, we talk about distances. Now, pag sinabi natin may mga distance ka dun sa mga tao na yon, kahit very close na sa'yo, kahit intimate distance yung nabigay mo sa kanya, still, we need to protect our boundaries. Now, ano ba yung boundaries that we are talking about? As mentioned dun sa mga unang episodes natin, we already defined kanina, I already shared din ano yung mga boundaries natin. Ito yung mga signs natin, kailan ka mag-stop, kailan go pa rin, when to say no, when to say yes. And today, how are we going to create yung personal boundaries natin, and how are we going to communicate it dun sa mga tao na yun? Kaya 'di ba, dapat klaro sa atin yung proxemics, and dapat klaro sa atin sino yung mga tao na nasa intimate distance, personal distance, yung social distance, and syempre yung public distance. Ito yung mga pwedeng hindi naman talaga natin kakilala, di ba? Okay, let's start with number 1, the self-awareness. So creating and maintaining personal boundaries is one way we can improve our lives. So ito yung pinaka-focus ng episode natin today, and this will show you how to stand up for yourself, set personal boundaries, and free yourself from the disease to please or pleasing other people. So sakit pala yun, no? Yung pag lagi ka nagpi-please ng ibang tao. Alam mo yung pag nagpi-please ako, I remember dati noon, sobrang people pleaser po kasi ako noon. And ang mindset ko dati is okay lang na magalit ka sa akin, basta ako ayoko magalit sa'yo. Kasi ayoko na may nagagalit sa akin. So yun, nasa ganun ako mindset noon. And dumating ako sa point na that I realized na it's not good pala, it's not good for me. Siguro, akala ko kasi na-enjoy ko yun, walang nagagalit sa akin. But deep inside, I realized na it's not good for my mental health. So, yan. Kaya ngayon, yung step number 1 natin is the self-awareness. And this is the first step in setting boundaries. Pay attention to the situations when you are low on energy or feel butterflies in your stomach or you want to cry. Kailan yung mga situations na yon? And identifying where you need more space or self-respect, energy, or personal power is the first step. Now, meron ako ditong nilagay na 3 na mga fill in the blanks para ma-set natin or makilala natin yung sarili natin. And given etong mga samples na to, etong situations or etong mga phrase na to, ano yung magiging sagot nyo for you to set boundary? Now, let's talk about self-awareness. Kunyari, yung number 1 natin, people may not. Anong answer mo? If you're going na dugtungan tong ano na to, tong message natin. Sige, habang nag-isip kayo, ayan, yan, si Coach Rizel, in-invite na niya ang 33rd tribe niya. Okay. Hi, Coach Claycy. Good morning. Hi, Jeff. Good morning. Kailangan na pala i-define na ang proxemics sa buhay. Yes. Okay. Para alam mo kung sino lang yung iaalaw mo hanggang malapit sa'yo. Di ba parang, ako ngayon, pag lumabas ako, di ba, or may pinuntahan ako, or nag-coffee shop ako, nag-visit ako sa D-Cap, sa coffee shop, sino yung pwede kaming mag-hug, pwede kaming magbeso-beso, at sino yung hanggang shake hands lang, at sino yung hanggang kaway lang. So, yun. Para mas, mas maintindihan natin yung proxemics that we are talking about. So, ayan. So, going back, people may not, ano yung answer natin dito? Pwedeng ang example natin dito ay, kunyari ako, people may not humiliate me in front of others, or people may not criticize me, or people may not go through my personal things. Okay, so ikaw, ano tong people may not mo? Tapos, yung next natin is, I have the right to ask for. So, if you're in the workplace, ano yan? I have the right to ask for blank. So, ano yung next mo doon? Ano yung next na statement mo doon? Pwedeng I have the right to ask for more information. Kung kunyari binigyan ka ng task, binigyan ka ng work, tapos hindi clear yung hindi clear yung instruction or hindi clear yung details. So yun, pwede mo lagay diyan na have the right to ask for more information or support, lalo na kung yung task na binigay sa iyo is hindi mo naman talaga kayang gawin mag-isa. Alright? So next, yung third point natin is to protect my time and energy. It is okay to what? Okay to, anong natin dyan? So, pwedeng sample natin dyan, to protect my time and energy, it is okay to say no. Or, to protect my time and energy, it's okay to turn off my phone or 'di ba? Or change my mind or 'di ba, change my decision. So ano siya, ano yung answer natin dito. And ito, ang important thing naman about self-awareness is, yan, be true to yourself about all else. And people who lack healthy emotional boundaries can be very difficult to deal with. And you should not even have to deal with them if you'd rather not. So try to spend your valuable time with people who nourish your soul rather than depleting your emotional energy. So that's why I started with proxemics. Kasi who are the people you are allowing to stay in your space. Okay? So, ayan. So, eto, take a screenshot of this, then answer it later. Tapos, ito ay mga sample questions lang. And you can add additional questions pa. You can think of other questions pa or other statement that you can say para ma-set mo yung self-awareness na to. Kasi basta ang important point nito is, ang tanong mo sa sarili mo, ako ba, ano yung mga boundaries na kailangan kong iset? Ano yung mga boundaries na gusto kong iset? Ano yung mga boundaries that I need to communicate with other people para maprotektahan ko yung sarili ko, ma-communicate ko siya, and maayos yung mental health ko. Diba? Okay, so sabi ni Ja, to protect my time and energy, it is okay to select your battle. Yes. Hindi po lahat ng battle nilalabanan and hindi lahat ng battle ay sayo. Okay? So, yan. Choose your battle. So, yan yung first one. And then, the next point is strengthen your internal boundaries. So, kanina, self-awareness, knowing yourself, alam mo na, naset mo na siya. Now, strengthen your internal boundaries. And one of the reasons that people take things personally is because they have weak internal boundaries. And an internal boundary, ano ba yung sinasabi nating internal boundary? This is like an invisible shield that prevents you from taking in a comment without checking it out first. So, for example, when someone accuses you of being arrogant, stop and consider the statement before taking it in. Like, for example, yung sa comment ni Ja, battle. So, for example, tingin mo pagka sinabihan kang arrogant, battle na ba yon? Or kailangan ba siyang, kailangan ka bang mag-respond sa statement na yon? So, come to think of it muna. And kasi, di ba, if alam mo yung internal boundaries mo, alam mo kung ano yung boundaries mo, hindi ka basta-basta magpa-fight, hindi ka basta-basta mag-answer, or may mga situation, or may mga statement tayong maririnig, or sometimes yung mga statement na yun is against us, na pwede naman palampasin siya, hindi na natin sagutin. Kasi we know na na hindi naman talaga tayo yun, or yun yung mga sinet natin na mga boundaries. Now, when you use this internal shield, especially when difficult people like yung coworker mo, yung boss mo, gives you time to ask yourself the following question. Like, for example, may mga statement na sinabi sa'yo. For example, ikaw, kunyari, ang pasok mo 8 to 5. Ito naman, hindi naman to makontak after 5 o'clock. Or itong taong to, hindi naman nagtatrabaho ng weekend. Okay? So, yun. Pwedeng ikaw kasi nag-set ka na dapat yung weekend mo is your me time, para sa'yo yan, and you need to dedicate that time para sa self-care mo. So, yun yung reason mo kaya hindi ka nagtatrabaho ng weekend. Now, may narinig ka na, ayan, usapan sa office, or pwedeng yung boss mo sinabihan na hindi ka naman talaga makontak on weekend. So, instead of replying or responding or naka-defense mode ka na, kung klaro sa atin, kung na-strengthen natin yung internal boundaries natin, instead of reacting muna dun sa statement na yon, come to think of it. So, eto yung 3 questions na pwede nating guide. So, yung first question doon, let's say, di ba, yung example natin is na-judge ka or may statement sa'yo na ikaw hindi ka naman makontak ng weekend. So, para sa kanila, it's negative. And para sa'yo, paano mo siya titignan? So, yung first question mo is, how much of this is true? Wala siyang question mark ha. Yung question is, how much of this is true about me? Totoo ba talagang hindi ka nag-work ng weekend? So, anong answer mo doon? Next is, how much of this is about the other person? Okay? Sino yung nagsabi noon? Anong statement? And ano yung importance ng tao na yun sa'yo? And the last one is, what do I need to do? Or kung may kailangan ka mang gawin, what do I need to do to regain my personal power or stand up for myself? Etong pinaka-last question, ito yung talaga yung pinaka-importante eh. Kasi pagka nag-reflect ka na, ano ba talagang gagawin mo? 'Di ba? And too often, people neglect to stand up for themselves by avoiding confrontation and end up weakening their internal shield and making it harder to set boundaries at all. And yun, sometimes kasi 'di ba, iniisip natin, okay, wag na lang patulan, okay lang yung statement na yun, basta ako alam ko tama yung ginagawa ko. Lagi tayo may ganong statement. And kaya critical itong number 3. Kaya siya may question na, what do I need to do? Kung may kailangan ka mang gawin. Now, kung ang example natin is yung statement na ikaw hindi ka nag-work ng weekend, are you going to defend yourself? Are you going to explain it to your, let's say yung nagsabi nun is yung coworker mo or yung boss mo, how are you going to respond? How are you going to communicate yung situation? Bakit ganun yung naging decision mo? So, kung i-answer natin yung, ako personally, kung answer ko yung number 3, I will communicate na una pa lang sinet ko na hindi ako mag-work ng weekend kasi meron ako mga ganitong ginagawa or kaya hindi ako makapag-commit or dapat klaro yon. Kung kinommunicate mo na siya una pa lang, for example, during interview pa lang na-communicate mo na hindi ka pwede talaga mag-work ng weekend. So, remind mo lang sila na yan talaga yung situation mo, na hindi ka talaga pwedeng mag-work ng weekend. So, how are you going to communicate yung boundaries mo? Kasi yung itong trick kasi pagka may hindi tayo ginawa, pwedeng maulit na maulit yan hanggang sa ikaw na yung napapag-usapan sa workplace na hindi ka nag-work sa weekend. Na kung titignan mo naman is na-communicate mo naman siya nung una. Kaya lang, you need to protect, you need to implement, and make sure na na-communicate mo nga siya ng tama. Alright? So, ilan lang yan sa mga examples natin na nangyayari sa workplace. Ayun, si Anna. Hi, Anna. Sometimes it's difficult to set boundaries without the other people perceiving you as a snob, uncaring, or something like that. Yes, it's really hard, Anna, lalo na, ayan, kapag ang nauna nating naisip is paano magre-respond yung ibang tao. So, kaya ngayon, ang step number 1 natin, di ba, is self-awareness. Tapos, ito is strengthen yung internal boundaries natin. Sometimes kasi, pagka naisip na agad natin yung ibang tao, matatakot na tayo or hindi na natin siya agad nako-communicate. So, like what happened sa akin before. Nandun ako sa ibang company pa yon, hindi ko talaga nako-communicate yung boundaries that I want to set. Na ako, personal, parang sa sarili ko, naiintindihan ko na dapat meron akong time for me time, self-care, ganon. Pero hindi ko siya nako-communicate. Now, lumipat ako sa ibang company and during interview pa lang, sinabi ko na yung mga activities ko, sinabi ko na yung mga days and times na dapat naka-block for me kasi may mga activities ako na hindi dapat tamaan ng schedule for work. So, nung una nasusunod siya, however, there are times na na-violate yun. Alam mo yung hindi siya nasunod agad. So, nung una, okay lang sa akin na ano siya, na sabi ko, okay lang pagbigyan, ganon, kasi kailangan naman talaga. However, yung pinagbigyan ko na una na yun, nagsunod-sunod siya hanggang sa dumating yung time na ako pala mismo yung nakapagpabaya dun sa boundaries ko na yon at hindi ko siya na-set na maayos. Na-set ko siya pero hindi ko siya na-communicate ng maayos or hindi ko na-protect yung boundaries that I set. So, ang ending nun is yung time ko for myself, yung time ko na dapat dinededicate ko sa ibang bagay, nakuha na ng work. Na pagka ina-address mo siya, ang tingin na sa'yo, parang ikaw na yung mali. Kasi nga, parang ang dating doon is hindi ka nag-follow, hindi ka sumusunod, or parang kung usapang teamwork, di ka nakiki-cooperate sa team. So, yun siya. If we're not going to if we are not going to protect yung mga boundaries na sinet natin for ourselves, hindi tayo maintindihan din ng ibang tao and patuloy na mabaviolate yung boundaries na yon. At ikaw, kung sa tingin mo sa una, okay lang yon, pinagbibigyan, pero ang pinakatanong doon is how's your mental health? How's your emotion? And kapag ba pinagbibigyan mo sila, okay ka pa rin, in peace ka pa rin, nakakatulog ka pa rin ba ng at peace ka? So, yun lang eh. Kung yes yung sagot mo, then go on. Pero kung sa tingin mo may something na nangyari sa'yo, may mga unhealthy emotions ka na, especially towards other people, your office mate or yung boss mo, you need to address na yan. Okay? So, yun yung next point. And then the last point is protect your boundaries. So, how are you protecting your boundaries? Ito yung iba dito na-mention ko na sa 2, no? So, ayan, just as we have property we preserve and protect with physical boundaries, there are several key areas of our lives that should be protected by personal boundaries. So, ito yung 4 na yon, yung time, emotions, energy, personal values, and other areas of importance to you. Kanina I already mentioned, eto, yung mga sample ko kanina sa 2 natamaan na rin dito. Kasi 'di ba, pag hindi mo siya talaga na-protect, ayan, sunod-sunod na siya, parang domino effect na siya. So, maapektuhan na yung time mo. Tapos, ang importante kasi dito yung emotions eh. We need to protect yung emotions natin. Kasi pag kami nagkaroon tayo ng mga unhealthy emotions, hindi na siya nagiging maganda. At saka, nag-iiba na rin yung perspective natin. And kapag nagsunod-sunod na may mga unhealthy emotions tayo in the workplace, di ba bumababa yung motivation natin or sometimes ayaw nating mag-work, ayaw na nating mag-report kasi nga may mga ganong emotions na tayo. So ito yung mga kailangan nating bantayan. And yung energy natin, sino yung mga, di ba yung question natin kanina, sino yung mga taong ina-allow natin sa space natin? And yung mga tao na yun ba is natutulungan tayo mag-grow or sila yung parang emotional vampire. When we talk about emotional vampire, ito yung mga taong ang saya-saya mo naman nung unang bago mo siya lapitan or bago kanya lapitan, nung simula na nag-usap kayo. Kaya lang nung umalis siya, alam mo, nag-rant lang nang nag-rant sa'yo. Tapos after nun, alam mo yung pagod na pagod ka. Tapos nakuha lahat ng energy mo. So yun yung tinatawag natin na emotional vampire. So how about you? Are you giving energy? Are you consuming energy? Or ikaw ba yung tao na pag pumasok ka sa workplace, nandun ka sa isang room or dumating ka, na-enlighten yung mga tao, nasasayahan sila kasi present ka. So, yun. Ito yung mga boundaries that we need to protect. At kailangan din natin siyang bantayan. Kaya, and that's the reason why we need to communicate, we need to implement, and we need to protect yung mga boundaries that we have. And yung last one, your personal values or other areas of importance to you. Ikaw na yung bahala mag-define dito, core values mo or what. So, anything in your life that is important to you, such as yung pwedeng personal values, needs, family, can be areas that can benefit from effective boundaries. So, what other areas of your life need boundaries? Ano-ano yon? So, ano yung mga activities mo ngayon? Ano yung mga kailangan na mag-set ka ng boundaries? And one thing pa, so for example, di ba, kung ang values mo ay, or core value mo, or personal values mo ay, let's say, about family, and you are valuing yung importance na kumakain kayo ng sabay-sabay. So, let's say, ganun yung example natin. Even ngayon, before, di ba, ang challenge dyan is yung magbiyahe, mag-OT, ganun. Pero ngayon, di ba, kahit naka-work from home ka, most of us naka-work from home. And kahit naka-work from home ka, alam mo yung ang naging challenge kasi ng work from home ngayon is, wala na rin pinipiling oras, yung boundaries wala na rin, na dapat, for example, 8 to 5 ka lang. Pero hindi parang before 8 or after 5, kinokontak ka pa rin, tinatawagan ka pa rin, nagme-meeting pa rin kayo. So, yun yung mga boundaries that we are talking about. Then, for example, yung values mo, personal values mo is you love to spend your time with family kapag dinner or kapag meal time, pwedeng breakfast, lunch, dinner na yan. And for example, during lunch, nasa meeting pa rin kayo. Tapos na pwedeng yung family mo, hindi mo ang option dun is pwedeng hindi kasumabay ng pagkain sa kanila or pwedeng hintayin nilang matapos yung meeting mo para lang makakain kayo ng sabay-sabay. So, yun. Kamusta yung ganun mo? Simpleng example yun. And yun ba is naka-communicate natin yung values natin na yun? Naka-communicate ba natin yung boundaries natin na yun? Na-communicate ba natin sa boss natin, sa office mate natin, na kapag 12 o'clock or kapag 7 o'clock, kapag dinner, huwag kayong mag-set ng meeting kasi this is my family time, meal time namin to, ganun. So, paano natin pinoprotektahan yung boundaries natin na yun? Okay? So, yan. So, yun yung 3 natin na na ways to create your personal boundaries. And this one is, let's practice boundary setting. So, you can take a screenshot of this. So, this scenario is from Harvard Business Review. So, let me read this. So, ito yung scenario natin. And just comment #connecting kung ikaw ay nakaka-connect dito sa story na to. Pwedeng ikaw ito. Pero if you're not comfortable na sabihin na ikaw to, okay lang po. Okay lang din yan na hindi ka mag-comment. Pero wag natin palampasin yung oras na to na nandito ka, nanonood ka, even on a replay, na pag-usapan natin siya. And whatever we learned kanina do sa mga ways to create personal boundaries, dito natin siya apply, syempre. Okay? So, yan. Scenario natin is your late afternoon meeting scheduled for an hour is crept over the 75-minute mark with no clear end in sight. You know you still have a time-sensitive email to send off and now you're going to have, and now you're going to have, wala ako. Alright, sige. Ulitin ko. Your late afternoon meeting scheduled for an hour has crept over the 75-minute mark with no clear end in sight. You know you still have a time-sensitive email to send off and now you're going to have to make choice between leaving late or pulling you out your laptop after dinner. So, yan yung scenario. And on the outside, you're polite, participating in discussion, and responding thoughtfully to your coworker who is running the meeting. But on the inside, you're annoyed. And the person just took a giant step to over your time boundaries. Now, if you're this person, kung ikaw ito na nandito sa scenario na to or nakaka-relate ka, how are you going to respond? Or what are you going to do kung ikaw yung nandyan sa meeting? So again, yung scenario is dapat isang oras lang yung meeting nyo pero inabot siyang 75 minutes. So more than an hour na yon, di ba? So tapos, meron ka pang mga gagawin na email, meron ka bang ibang work. Now, how are you going to respond? On the outside, during meeting, di ba, ang parang okay lang sa'yo. Hindi ka nagsasabi, hindi mo siya kina-communicate na meron ka pang ibang mga gagawin at tapos ang tagal-tagal ng meeting, hindi ka naggaganon sa kanya. And inside mo naman, sobrang annoyed ka na. Alam mo yung feeling na sobrang nainis ka na tapos hindi mo alam kung may next pa ba to, kung matatapos ba yung meeting, kung may kung may klaro bang mapapag-usapan sa meeting na yon. Okay, so how are you going to respond? And learning from the ways on how are we going to create yung personal boundaries natin, paano mo siya i-apply dito? Ano yung self-awareness mo? Ano yung internal boundaries mo? And how are you going to protect your boundaries? Okay? So you can take a screenshot of this then, tapos reflect ka later. Or kung ikaw ito, or same kayo ng scenario, ano yun? How are you going to communicate your boundaries mo? Paano mo masasabi that you are protecting your boundaries? Ito, sabi ni Jeff, challenging pala mag-set ng boundaries. So many factors to consider. Yes, Jeff. And ayan, I encourage you to watch kung hindi mo nakita hindi ka nakapanood ng episode ko last week that talks about boundaries din. So ayan, ibalikan na lang po natin sa replay. Okay, so yan. Simple scenario, pero ito po talaga yung nangyayari sa workplace. Paano mo siya i-handle? Kakausapin mo ba yung tao? Iko-communicate mo ba na, or during meeting ba, sasabihin mo na, let's stop the meeting kasi wala na ba siyang nangyayari and hindi clear kung matatapos ba yung meeting? Or are you going to set another meeting? And next is, di ba may iba ka pang work, mag-overtime ka ba to do other works pa? Kasi let's say deadline mo rin nun. Or kahit na hindi deadline, mag-overtime ka ba? Or after dinner, mag-work ka? Or ipagpapabukas mo na lang? So, how are you going to respond? Ano yung gagawin mo about this scenario? And eto, totoo siyang nangyayari sa workplace. And if we're not going, ang point lang naman dito is kung hindi klaro, hindi mo na-communicate na maayos yung mga boundaries that you have, especially yung time mo sa workplace, ang mangyayari doon is tayo yung laging nag-OT, tayo yung laging nasa workplace, laging busy, kahit naka-work from home ka, nag-work ka pa rin, and hindi mo na ma-define kailan ba yung work, kailan ba yung life. Diba sinasabi natin work-life balance or work-life harmony. Kailan nangyayari yung work, kailan nangyayari yung life. And again, if the boundaries are not clearly set, yan po yung mangyayari sa atin. So, ikaw mismo malilito at ikaw mismo ma-experience mo na yung burnout. Alright? And the important thing on this is be clear about the boundary to both yourself and other people. Make sure you have been thoughtful about the boundary issue and have defined for yourself and others what is acceptable and unacceptable. So for example, itong meeting na to is hindi lang naman siya una nangyari, paulit-ulit, laging ganon, lagi kayo naka-meeting pero walang output. So baka it's about time to communicate it. It's about time na sabihin mo na siya. It's about time to address it. Alright? So, yan. Jeff, sabi ni Jeff, are you not be considerate if you set the boundaries, being vulnerable of the situation po minsan? Okay, so ayan. In setting boundaries pala, ayan, I forgot to tell, hindi ito pakikipaglaban or hindi ito parang ano tawag dito, parang nagre-rebelde tayo, no? Gagawin natin dito is communicate it, discuss it, and lalo na 'di ba it's about you, and lalo na pagka nasa workplace tayo, ang lagi talaga nating iingatan is the time, kasi kung pinag-usapan natin is ganitong time lang, tapos sabi nila naka-work from home ka naman, di ka naman magbibiyahe, so kailangan ito gawin mo na siyang ganito, so ang daming mga ganun ngayon. And if the individual continues to violate the boundary, ask firmly and politely for the behavior to stop. And if the behavior continues, consider what further action is appropriate to stop the behavior. So remember that while you may be firm, you should also remain respectful of the other individual. So again, what we want here is to communicate. Ano ba yung mga nilalaban natin? Ano ba yung mga boundaries natin, di ba? Hindi naman siya para makipagtalo tayo or what. But what we want is for us to be understood by them and to communicate natin. And yun, always seek to understand and honor the boundaries of other people din. Okay? Again, ang point natin dito is, since we're talking about emotional safety, maraming bagay tayong pinapalampas, maraming bagay tayong sinasabi na okay lang yan, di ba? Okay lang yan. Pero ang totoo, pag kinamusta mo yung sarili mo, okay lang ba talaga yon? Okay lang ba talaga na palampasin mo yon? Okay lang ba talaga na hindi ka marinig? Okay lang ba talaga na hindi nila i-protect yung boundaries na gusto mong iset? So yun lang naman yung tanong natin eh. Ayan, sabi ni Coach Rizel, it's challenging at first but in the long run will yield benefits that will support you and your mental health. Yes, Coach Rizel. Yan. Okay, so in summary, ito. Ito yung lagi nating paulit-ulit na naririnig sa workplace, no? Don't invade my personal space and respect my boundaries. Pero ang pinakatanong dito is, how can you demand to have your personal space if you don't know what are your boundaries? So start ka muna, balik ka muna, usap kayo ni self. So after this talk, usap kayo ni self, ano bang boundaries yung gusto nating iset? Ano ba yung boundaries na gusto kong i-communicate? And yung next question is, how can you make your workplace inspiring? And what can you start doing right now? Siguro kung di ka pa nakapag-set ng boundaries, talk about it. Start with yourself. Tapos sa coworker mo, discuss mo muna siya. Tapos boss. So one step at a time siya hanggang sa makaya mo na siya. Okay? So yan. And next, ayan yung tatlo na that I shared to you this morning. Yung first natin is self-awareness. Next is strengthen your internal boundaries. And the last one is protect your boundaries. And ineffective or poor boundaries can lead to pwedeng loss of respect from self and others. Yung point na yun nga, yung lagi mo na kasing pinapalampas, nag-iba na yung tingin mo dun sa tao na yun. Parang nagkaroon ka na ng unhealthy emotions. Na yun sana yung nape-prevent natin kung na-communicate natin siya agad. So, pwedeng effect nito, loss of control of the direction of your life, pwedeng lost interest in life, or pwede ring, alam mo yung nawalan, na burnout ka na in the workplace. And without personal boundaries, you will act, sleep, work, grow, feel used, and fulfill basic responsibilities rather than make choices to live and love fully. To work hard, yung question natin na di ba, inspired to work ka pa rin ba, ganon. Tapos yung pag-fulfill ng purpose mo and contribution sa society natin. So sometimes yun yung nawawala. And how do you want to live your life today? How are you going to apply etong personal boundaries na to? How are you going to communicate, or do you have plans to communicate to set your personal boundaries mo? Ano yung pwede mo ma-start right now? Okay, this is the end of this presentation. And learning from it, I encourage you to share your aha moments, your hashtag #PakMayBag moment, yung hashtag coaching TikTok din para alam namin na ayan kung saan mo nakita etong yung post mo, discussion mo. And also, please be a blessing to other people, especially those people na nasa workplace experiencing burnout, stress, yung mga taong hindi makapag-set ng boundaries, mga taong hindi makapag-say ng no. So share this video para makita din nila na ano ba yung kailangan natin gawin sa buhay natin. And baka kasi sometimes, 'di ba, ang nagiging source ng unhealthy emotions natin yung mga decision din natin and yung hindi rin natin pag-communicate ng mga gusto nating mangyari sa buhay. Tandaan natin na kapag hindi mo kinommunicate yung mga boundaries mo, still decision pa rin yan. Decision na hindi mo siya i-communicate. So pag hindi mo siya kinommunicate, hindi mo siya in-implement, hindi mo siya pinrotect, wala ring mangyayari. So don't expect other people na ma-respect yung boundaries mo kung hindi mo naman siya na-communicate ng maayos din. Alright, so that's it for this morning. So yung next slide ko is an invitation. So this will be next week. If you have some questions pa, kasi dito nakita ko sa mga comments, may mga questions tayo. And yes, it's a process. Yes, journey po ito, hindi po siya madali. That's why I encouraging you to join yung Drawing Effective Personal Boundaries. This is a webinar via Zoom. And no monetary investment po for this coaching workshop. So dito po natin pag-usapan. Kasi pagka live, minsan may mga comments ako hindi nababasa or kulang yung time natin to discuss. So dito sa Zoom, doon tayo mag-usap how to set yung boundaries natin. And highlight po natin doon yung the power of saying no. Paano ba siya sasabihin, yung art of saying no, paano ba i-communicate, paano ba magsabi ng no sa ibang tao. And more importantly, how to communicate, implement, and protect your boundaries. So yun lang, para hindi lahat tayo nagsasuffer yung mental health natin, hindi tayo lahat, ngayong pandemic, ang dami nating nakuhang sakit, no? Ibig sabihin, hindi man yung virus, yung sakit sa puso, na sakit sa emotion natin kasi ang daming boundaries natin yung nava-violate. Ang daming boundaries natin yung hindi nare-respeto. So, ayan, it's about time to talk about this, to communicate it. And, ayan, ilaban natin yung boundaries natin. Kasi ikaw lang naman yung maglalaban para sa sarili mo. Di ka naman kayang ilaban ng ibang tao kasi kung sila nga, hindi naman nila alam yung boundaries mo, di ba? So, it's about time. So, connect with me. So, my number is 0917-538-5446. You can also message me dun sa personal Facebook account ko, which is Lyn Garcia, or sa page ko, Coach Lyn Garcia. So at the end of this presentation, I'm going to share yung mga contact details ko so you can take a screenshot, tapos connect tayo if you have more questions about this talk or if you want to attend dito sa session na to. So ayan, let's talk po. And yun, next is, as I mentioned earlier, I'm the founder and creator of the Say Yes to the Unknown coaching community. And this community is for you if you want to set healthy boundaries so you can allow more space in your life. When we talk about more space, meaning let go natin yung mga bagay that is not helping us, lalo na mga bagay that is not helping us to grow. And this community is for you if you want to grow. Alam mo yung napagod ka, nakakayas na ibang tao, and this time you make a decision na hindi, ako naman ngayon, tama na yung sa iba, tama na yung kakayas ko sa iba, it's about time to say yes for myself. And this is for you if you want to say yes, even if you don't know what yes means, and even if you don't know what is there to say yes. And this is for you if you wish to have the life of your own design. The life na binigay talaga sa'yo ni God. And yun. And again, unknown is better than the known kasi sometimes nagstay tayo dun sa known, nag-stay tayo dun sa safe, nagstay tayo dito sa secured, pero hindi natin alam, eto palang mga known na ito, eto yung mga known na hindi na nagwo-work sa buhay natin. So I invite you to say yes to the unknown so we can discover life, yung mga greater things pa about sa buhay natin. Right? So, ayan. Yung next naman natin is, nawala. Okay. So, yung next natin is we have online, and we have, eto naman, kung kailangan mo talagang may makausap na coach, ako kailangan ko pong may kausap na life coach or what. So eto, I encourage you to visit yung our coaching hub, which is the Cup Coffee Republic. This is the home of the certified life coaches here in the Philippines, where inspiration begins and transformation happens through the platform of life coaching. So our physical space is located inside Pioneer Center or PC along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. So for your coaching needs, andito po yung number ni Coach Rizel. At ayan, nagko-comment din siya. Ayan, so for your coaching needs, we do offer coaching services on demand. Just connect with Coach Rizel at 0917-586-1661 any time of the day and any day of the week. You may also visit our coaching hub for complimentary coaching session even without prior commitment. You can also message me. Let's meet at the Cup. Let's have coffee doon para mas maganda yung discussion natin, mas maganda yung talk natin. And ayan, kung medyo naiiyak ka, bring tissue lang. Okay, so ayan, meron tayong offline, meron tayong online. So whatever support do you need right now, help is always available, and help is available when you are ready to take action. Now, if you are ready to take action, comment lang, message us. Alright, so message din si Coach Rizel. And ito, next one ko is, ayan, thank you kay Master Coach A. And kahapon, kakatapos lang po namin ng second life coaching bootcamp. Congratulations to Master Coach A, kasi yan, successful po yung second week or second life coaching bootcamp namin. So meron na lang kami last na yon, meet up next week. And yun, I would also like to invite you to Master Coach A's co-actively co-create life coach certification program. This is a comprehensive approach to learning and mastering life coaching as an active process of creating a new path to achieving results in life, so that success is inevitable in every coaching relationship. So it includes 21-day web-based learning, 3-day life coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and 3-day life coaching bootcamp with senior coaching team. So the program package also comes with many other bonuses. So connect with Coach Rizel through 0917-586-1661 to discover the opportunities waiting for you in this profession. And I'm excited to meet you then and be one of the life coaches. Alright, so ayan, yung next natin is, as I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we are doing as an organization of professional certified life coaches. Do join us for another coaching conversation later po with Coach Trisha for coaching for self-expression at 2 p.m. and Master Coach has been for coaching for God-centered living at 4 p.m. Now, this is my contact details. So, yan, kung marami ka pang tanong, ayan, dito na lang po tayo na mag-connect, dito tayo mag-usap, pwedeng sa Facebook page, email address, mobile. Facebook account ko, Lyn Garcia po siya. Okay, and Messenger, in-include ko na rin dyan yung link, kasi sometimes pag sinearch nyo po yung Lyn Garcia, napakaraming Lyn Garcia yung lumalabas. So yan, i-type mo na lang siya. Ako na po yan, wala na po yung katulad. Alright, so don't forget, strive not to be like other people, but strive to be a better version of yourself. You are created for greatness. You are created for a purpose. Be the kind of person God created you to be. Once again, this is Coach Lyn from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk. Coaches like us think and talk like this. This is us in the Philippines. Love, bomb, boom. Bye-bye.